Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Latino Slant Week in Review, a Sunday commentary where I just take a look back and offer some sobering thoughts and hope. It's been 1 week since the slap heard around the world has taken over seemingly the pop culture ether. This event has been examined from every angle, and as you can imagine, there's been opinions and breakdowns from body language experts, psychologists, and celebrities, even heads of state, to the lowest of based reactions. Now, I want you to make sure you watch the entire video, as I will give some insight on a way out for Mr. Smith and this life of self-will and self-propulsion. The one thing that I didn't want to do earlier this week was record a video the next day after this event, even the day after that. So I just sat and watched all the talking heads pontificate, wax and wane, whether they were full of judgment or self-righteous ideas. I felt it too soon for me to comment until the dust settled. Now, this event has touched a nerve in our collective conscious of fear, self-confidence, and shame. When I started seeing celebrities from the past coming out of the woodwork and sharing their traumatic experiences working with Mr. Smith, I knew that rock bottom had been achieved. I think it's important to know the difference between a clinically mentally unstable soul who is unable to seek help as to one whose life is driven from the ego. Now, this has increasingly, unfortunately, become commonplace with our celebrities in the entertainment, political, and sports world. No surprise there. Now, I will note that the media has a way of not spotlighting the majority of personalities that handle fame, family, faith in a realistic daily manner. Because, let's be honest, it's not worthy of a click. But many of them do exist. Speaking of clickbait, another item this week was Morbius and the huge negative response it received from critics to where it influences audience members who simply would not go. Now, I am for people having sound opinions and having enough space for true diversity of thought. But it seems when opinions go against the grain of the mob comes after you. So when I came up with my somewhat positive review of Morbius this week, people were dumbfounded. In fact, laughed at my stunning declaration of clutch the pearls, having fun at a comic book movie. But hey, to each his own. I think with anything, you want to read the source, see the source before giving your opinion. But most of the time, the mob doesn't even do that. Another item for me this week was the first episode of Moonknight came out, and it was a very muted experience for me. Maybe I was feeling some resentment towards Disney and the treatment of Encanto's musical presentation at the Oscars last Sunday. You can catch that video here as well on the channel. But I will look forward to seeing more episodes. I'm a big fan of Oscar Isaac, but this first episode was just lackluster for me. One show I can fully recommend this week is The Last Kingdom, which is simply epic storytelling. I was so satisfied with the 5 seasons in the arc of the main character and its co-starring characters that I actually got quite emotional in the show's finale. But I'm happy to learn they just finished wrapping a film version of this called The 7 Kings Must Die, but I will have to wait until at least the end of the year for that. So that's my big recommendation this week. I want to thank you for sticking around this entire video. And now for some sobering thoughts about Will Smith and connecting to my own journey of sobriety and getting help so we can progress as humans on a spiritual level. Funny enough, the thought of today in my daily reading is kind of connected to this situation. And here's what it says. When I was drinking, I was absolutely selfish. I thought of myself, first, last, and always. The universe revolved around me at the center. sobering words. See, at the center of this, everyone, that's really the issue. Because it's not about race, it's not about white supremacy, black men, black women, feminism, or even wokosos. At the heart of this Will Smith matter is letting our egos run wild. And as they say in the program, it's a self-will run riot. No pun intended there. Now, from one man to another, my advice to you, Mr. Smith, is simple, yet it's going to take many years to accomplish. After 7 years of my own sobriety, I'm still working on this every day. We have to stop being the directors of our lives and of others and let that higher power run the show. Now, Will, what I'm talking about here is a complete deconstruction of yourself, and it's going to take a while, but most best ideas are simple. Finally, if I was you, I would completely detach from Hollywood right now. Go into semi-seclusion, work on yourself from that place of humility and hope. And I want to say to everyone listening that no matter how rich or poor you are, everyone has problems, even the elite. So that's my advice from one sober man who tries to apply it to his life every day. Now, whether or not Will Smith can ever make a comeback or not and start making movies again, absolutely. Because we all know Hollywood loves a comeback. Thank you so much for checking out my Sunday commentary. My name is Paule, and wherever you're at, keep your slant fuerte.